Discord's open on my computer and I had to end task on them all.
That'll do it.
Yep.
All right, welcome everybody. We're doing a little bit of Starfinder in the Sven Zone. Apologize for the delay. I had to fix a couple things and get things ready. And we're close. Give me just a moment here as I go to the DM side of things and make sure these are all shared, because for whatever reason it doesn't like it when I share it when people aren't on the table.
I'm
Crazy
just
how
getting
that
there now. I'm just getting there now, so.
All right, so there's the images from the message of the day. All right, everybody say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Yay, we have sound. All right. And for now, I will grab Toby until we hear from him. Jingo, thank you so much for the subscription. That is awesome. I was going to mention it's because of people like him and those of you who are throwing me the Prime subs as well, the free Prime subs, and because of him and Marching Cat throwing me biddies, I am able to purchase these APs both in physical copy and the Fantasy Grounds copies. So thank you so much.
Nice. Very nice.
Let me throw this on the background. All right. Last thing I need to do is just get the cameras on. Here is the Sirenscape. If there is a particular sound, so for example, if you're using a certain ability or weapon that Sirenscape doesn't have an automatic sound for, and you would like one, make sure you DM me or let me know. Why is he hurt? And I can make it. I'll be going through that anyway as I get to know your characters a little bit better and what they're going to be using more and more. But if I miss something, let me know, and I make it a point to make that sound. All right. So while I finish clicking these last couple buttons, I'm going to randomly pick Nick, since he's our new player Sunday nights. If you would please read that one sentence and then the dates on the bottom of the message of the day, please.
Alrighty. The characters board the burnished dawn and begin the journey to Wedana 4. The date is Thursday, second Abaddus 318 AG. The time is 9 a.m.
All right. And does anybody besides Mantha and Jingo know what AG stands for?
I do.
What is it?
After gap.
Very good. Excellent.
Woo.
I'm surprised I remembered that.
Well, you have been playing a little bit of Starfinder over the years, so.
Good as Jingo. Okay. And I don't think this is Nick's camera. Nick, are you on camera?
Yes, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. Yep.
Yes, he is.
Let
I
me
see
check
him.
and see if this is him.
Oh.
This is not him. Okay, so I had to find you now. Give me a
Where are
moment.
people on camera at?
I'm
I
just
followed
using
my
the
link
that he
from.
typically does. Yeah.
From where?
The link that he gave us that I just normally use for D&D here.
Ah, okay. Now I found you. Okay. Yes. Okay. So you're both on the stream. Sven Gal, you have. You are under.
It's Ninja, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Video somewhere. Sven Gal. Okay. So.
I found the link. It's in pinned.
Okay. So let me know when you're on, and I'll see if I had the right one.
Waiting for
All
camera
right.
to load.
And in the meantime, I have a question for everybody. This ship has 4 levels: the cargo bay, the deck 2 is where you sleep. Between those two, I'm just going to go left to right. They're in alphabetical order. Bex, where are you going to be? Either in the cargo bay, for some reason checking on stuff, or doing an inventory, or just stretching your legs, or are you going to be where you sleep and eat and stuff like that?
I'm probably going to be in the cargo bay. I don't know. I guess androids do have to sleep or shut down or power down.
Yes, correct. All right.
Right.
Give me a break. Shift. All right. Looks like it is working, Svenora, because I can see the XSplit symbol. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to
There you
log
are.
into my
I see you.
XSplit.
Do not
I
catch
see her.
yourself.
I see her now.
Descone, where are you?
Well, Des is a large creature. Is the spaceship designed where he would have room in the where people sleep?
Yes, you have room. No, it's not designed for large creatures.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Actually, well, Bax is in the cargo bay, so Des will be in there too.
Okay. Dr. Clef.
That's I got an hour worth of the working day in. He'd be wherever there's a laboratory, working on some biological experiment. If there is any, he might be in his room, which he probably has converted into a makeshift lab of sorts. Hello.
All right. So give me just a moment here. I didn't realize I had this set up this way.
I did also send you a message, but that's
Oh, here it
not
is.
a worry if we're doing other stuff.
So you should be able to just drag those from the items. Keep in mind.
Yep. I just wanted to make sure it was okay. I bought these first.
Are half off.
What's half off?
Let me
Grenades, because Sven thinks they're overpriced in basic Starfinder.
For what they do, they are.
In that case, I will buy
Yeah, for
double of what I
single-use
said. So I'll
items.
buy 2 of the sticky bombs and 4 of the shock grenades.
Okay.
So the pricing will be the same,
Heck
but I'll
yeah.
just have more.
It's not so
You'd
much
have
that
to
they're
think
single
less,
use. It's that the saving throw against them is they're relatively weak for their price.
That's fair.
especially
I
Personal
do love
confidence.
some
especially
of
as they
the
level
more,
up.
Mhm.
I do love some of the more like role play inclined ones, like the ones where it like pops up a hologram or casts lit, what I don't know, or the fire extinguisher ones, or like that kind of stuff. I like when they have like cool uses.
Yeah.
Lavina, where are you?
I'm on XSplit. Hang on. Sorry, guys.
Are you going home to your barracks room, or are
I'll
you
go to my.
in a deck in the cargo hold?
I will go to my barracks room.
We're having a poker game in the cargo hold.
There you
You
go.
guys are funny.
Well, what's that game they play in Star Wars? Sabak. We're having a Sabak game.
And
Ah,
Luna Lee, where are you?
let the Wookiee win.
Lily is going to be. I think she's going to be reading and stuff.
Okay.
She likes checking out the YouTube videos on cool, nifty gadgets to survive and things that related to her skills and whatnot, sleight of hand and disguise and all that kind of stuff. So definitely some of them cool sites, the best of weaponry stuff.
All right, so we're going to do things a little different today because I'm me.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I need everyone to give me initiative,
No.
and I will push it if anybody wants me to push it to them.
Push it for me, please, because I'm still trying to screw with my camera.
Well, you know, Bex and Des really on the way to sharing that initiative.
The camera looks good from here.
Okay. All right.
It's not cutting off the top of your head.
All right.
All right, so
I'm looking at it, and this part of my head is missing. So
remind me again, Des and okay, so I remember you both roll, and you both get the best. So do you guys want a 9 or do you want a 9?
I think we'll go with the 9.
Well, I don't know. We could get the 9.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, let's get the 9.
All right, let me change it. Wow, interesting. Okay, first thing you guys see is going to be Luna. What in the world is going on? Give me on a second. Let me fix the lighting in this because yeah, it does have lighting, so never mind. There we go. All right, so you guys are in the middle of the ship, literally the center of the ship, 3 of you, and I'm gonna zoom in for a second. Go. You're going through. Did I pick my color? Yes. Okay. You're going through this door here. This is where your barracks is. The 3 of you are staying in there, and you hear a noise coming from there, and there shouldn't be a noise because you guys had all left. Let me go ahead and there you go. All right, so Luna, what would you like to do?
I am going
Tell us
to
a little bit about yourself and
My name is my name is Luna Lyara. Where I go by Luna Ly or Luna for short. I am a biotechnician and a mystic. I'm rather tall and thin, very studious, um, and athletic. So there you go. There's those two things. As far as my background, I have no idea right now. Nothing. My notes are empty, so therefore, I speak Castavelian, Elvish, Oxian, and Yoshiki.
All right,
Yeah.
so at least tell us your theme and your class.
I thought I did that already. Sorry, the theme. Hold on. There we go. The class is a Mystic 1, which is correct. And the theme is a biotechnician, which is what I said before. I said both of those.
Okay. What would you like to do?
And I would like to investigate. Suspicious to me, and therefore, I'm going to do that. Let me see what's happening here. I have good stealth. I have good. What the hell? Why isn't it doing it? Oh, whatever. Oh, my skills page. Come on, baby. Oh shit.
So you're going to move up and open the door?
I'm gonna listen at the door and see if I can hear anything, since we heard something in the hallway. My fantasy grounds is not responding currently, so we'll be role playing for the moment.
You hear some giggling and some crashing.
Okay, so I will do the come hither look with my finger to tell my other peeps over there to come over, and we can discuss it in whispers. What do we want to do here? I'm assuming we're going
Alright.
to open the door.
So you're passing your turn then?
Yes.
All right. You hear more crashing. All right. So, on the other hand, Bex and Des, you guys had made your way down to the cargo deck, and you had come out of this side, finishing up your poker game, when you hear some giggling and crashing from in here, and there should not be sounds like that coming from there.
Exactly.
So, Bex, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am an android. I was awakened many years ago. I was found because my previous android body had been left abandoned. I was found and nursed back to health by my life bond companion, Desgane, my dragonkin. And we, or at least I, have always wanted to be in law enforcement, and so I have pursued such a thing, being a law officer as my theme. I am an operative by trade, investigating and rooting out corruption and crime.
You finished, right? As I took a bite. All right, so what would you like to do?
Giggling, you say? I'm going to draw my pistol, step to the door, and pop it open. What do I see?
you step in?
No.
Well, you have to see something.
Okay.
Stick
Well,
your
then
head
I
in,
will, then I will,
halfway,
then I
step
will.
in.
If I need to do that, then I will.
Oh, it's not exposed. That's why. Let me expose it.
Oh, don't
This is
expose
what you
that.
see over by the computer console. That it's a very simple console. It's just for maintaining, you scan the QR code for the cargo, and it tells you where everything is. You type in what you want, and it tells you where it is. That type of thing. It's very simple. And give me a. I'm almost positive this is a mysticism check.
I have no ranks in mysticism.
That's okay. You can do it anyway. Let me see. No, I don't have this one thing.
Hey, you know?
All right, so you have heard of these things. This is a ship glitch gremlin. They are very well known. They're very common. And they are little pests. Just like gremlins from the movie, they love destroying ships. They'll eat at the electrical conduits and the wiring, and engineers hate them. During combat, they will just mess things up for your ship. They sometimes appear from the drift, sometimes they're incorporeal and can show up. Sometimes they stow away and will hide themselves in these tiny recesses until the ship starts traveling, and then they climb out. So it's not unusual to see one. You had just hoped, like most people, that you wouldn't see this thing. And that is what you see.
There's more. There's one or more
Give me
than.
a second.
He only sees one.
Okay.
And it's removing a panel as it turns and looks at you.
Oh, I didn't know a trick attack is a full action. Well then,
So these smaller crates, um, next to you, you can easily climb up onto. The larger crates would take up 5 feet extra movement to get onto. If you want to
all right.
climb onto anything.
Nope, I've heard bad things about these, so I'm not even going to ask questions. I'm just going to shoot.
Yes, they are pests, and there's not anybody who would even keep them as a pet. You would always shoot on sight. Nice.
Gremlins!
So Sven, you'll have to let me know when you want me to try to join the campaign again.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, so it waves its little hands, wings flutter, and you notice this area in front of you, a little patch. Stop! Come on, let go.
I should have taken another step before I shot him. Live and learn.
They have wings, but can they actually fly, or is it just?
Oh, don't worry, you might get pushed.
You
might
go
get-
ahead.
Somebody is standing in a doorway, and somebody needs to get through the doorway.
So this whole area has this sheen on it, and the crate and the floor and everything, and it looks has this oily reflection off of it, a little rainbow reflection in the light. Let me turn it down. There we go. It's not quite as overpowering. And it's going to slide back a little bit since you shot it all rude like and everything.
Sounds like he shouldn't have been eating wires.
He hadn't had a chance yet.
Sounds like he shouldn't have been planning on eating
Right.
wires.
All right, Des, let us, same thing, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, the first thing anybody notices about Dez is that he's big. He is a dragonkin, and they are large creatures. He's also big in the sense that not just that he's a large creature, but he's also like bulky. Like he's got muscles packed. He tends to be a pretty friendly sort. But he also is a soldier, so you would not want to be on the other side in a fight. What did I not touch on? He's a dragonkin, and he's very
Theme.
yeah, he's very in touch with his more animalistic side.
Okay.
In that I chose the beast blood because that's something specific to this campaign, so it's cool.
See a pate animal?
I mean, maybe he's not necessarily very charismatic, but he's friendly.
I'm the charismatic one of the team.
All right, so it's going to cost you 5 feet of extra movement to go through the door because you have to squeeze. And yes, for those people at home yelling at their screen, I am just hand waving this. I don't know exactly what the rules written are for Starfinder. We're just going to say that's what it is for now.
There's
This is one of
only
the
one
reasons
rule.
that I don't allow
Have fun.
large creatures because it's a pain in the
If-
butt in most
Yep.
situations.
Yeah.
The only rule is if you're having fun, you're not doing it wrong.
Large players, I mean. All right, so you squeeze through, sort of squish Vex, pick him up, and then set him down.
I retract my telescoping legs, shrink down to about 3 feet, and then back up to full height.
That's cool. That's cool. And Dez is going to. I said that he was a dragonkin. Dragonkin have wings. There's this weird patch on the floor, and I don't want to deal with it. And I have a fly speed that is Well, what is the? How does it go when you use part of your normal move and then try to use part of a different kind of move?
What is the total of both? You have moved 10 feet, so it's 1/3 of your normal movement. What is your fly speed?
30 feet.
So they're both the same?
No, my normal speed is 25 feet.
Okay, so you have 10 feet of fly left.
Is it enough to get to the other side of this patch?
You're heading straight toward it? Yes, because you would not have stepped back. You would have just gone through, and then you can hop over to here and just have a small part of it, of the patch, be in your area.
Okay.
So it's slippery, but you're able to use your wings and your rest of your stuff to not fall.
Awesome. So Dez is. I'm assuming that we have our equipment because we're in a fight. So Dez is going to go ahead and pull out his pike and go ahead and try to take a swing at the ship glitch. The ship glitch gremlin, I should say. And some of you might be saying, but Mantha, that's 15 feet away. And I will say, I have a 10-foot reach, and then I also have a reach weapon, so I have a reach of 15 feet. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get at that guy. I'm just getting 9s today, but that is enough. So he's gonna go ahead and do this damage. And so Bex was shooting at this thing and maneuvered it into a really good position, and Des like lashes out with the pike and just kind of skewers this thing.
All right, so back upstairs, the Luna Lai motioned for you guys to come and told you she hears something. Dr. Clef, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Yeah. And do. Wait.
All
I
right,
should have asked
so
if you wanted that intel or not.
even though it's behind, well, all rolls are open right now. We're gonna try it per the house rules with all rolls.
Okay.
So even though the door is closed, you do smell that like an engineer. How an engineer would smell, like grease and maybe some copper or ozone from electricity being going off. Um, it is not what you normally, besides the normal smell from the room, you have us catch this other whiff. And go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Well, start. I am this little a special race called a Hutzpalina. I'm not entirely sure how you're supposed to pronounce it. They're like these little bug, monkey, porcupine race. It's a little kind of weird little race. Sending out a proud 4-2. Just like the picture, but I'm wearing like a little white lab coat. I carry various little things on me on. Um, While he does introduce himself as Dr. Clef, that's largely what the uh, people find easy to call him, as his real name's more of a short little musical sequence that other races find a little hard to replicate. So Clef works. He is a evolutionist. Um, so he's a bit of a mad scientist experimenting on himself, seeking to bring the um, slow natural evolution to something that can be now achieved within a lifetime. Um, does done various experiments on his bodies to make himself a little bit better. He's a bit of a weird duck, as he is the type of evolutionist that believes that vital niche, so going more of the biological route than other like cybernetics or um, an undead, or there's a couple of different niches that you can go for. Um, you know, so he might have asked you guys some weird questions, maybe asked for a vial of blood or two, um, for his various experiments. But he's just like, oh, a kooky little guy, experiment of sentient races. And right now, he's worried that something might have gotten to any of the vials he might have left in his room. Also, that he's pretty sure he closed, but doesn't want destroyed. As he's like, so he gets this kind of like worried look on his face as he kind of like takes in this smell. It's like there's um, there's something in there that shouldn't be in there, and I don't want them destroying what I left in there. If you'll excuse me, as he kind of tries to push by and open the door to go into to confront what's in the room.
All right, so you're able to make your way through. It does not cost any extra movement to go through other players, but as you step in, you see two of these little guys. So they are similar to the ship gremlin, except they are not just native to ships. They can be in pretty much any technological place, anywhere that has technology, and they do the same thing. They like destroying things, like eating electronics, absorbing data, uh, and they are hated. They are vermin. They are destroyed on sight. So there are two of them in this room. What would you like to do? You see one of them sitting on the table, uh, and he's found somebody's data pad, and he's destroying it in the process of destroying it. And the other one is over by the bed, digging through the bureau, trying to get stuff, looking for smartwatches and cameras and anything you can find in there.
All right. I'm just double checking my.
So yes, you would add your first MP because you're in combat.
I was gonna, ask if I get that this turn or if it was gonna be next turn. So I will apply that effect. So you kind of like, as he kind of like opens and sees this, you can see he like ruffles into one of the inner coats that he has, pulling out a vial that has this weird little like greenish bubbling liquid in it that he kind of like pops the top off and like takes and quickly downs as his body kind of starts to morph a little bit. A adaptive strike. Sorry, I'm just reading my abilities.
So remember, you can't split your movement. Did you
And
want to move
activate
anymore?
this.
You also get the immediate 5 feet extra speed.
Uh,
You've gone
yes,
20
I
feet
will
so far.
move to there. Or double check my I will just move for there for now as I double check how I activate my adaptive strike, which I think I actually might not be able to do this turn. Is a move action to manifest my thing. So, okay.
Well, if you keep reading, it can be. Can't it be activated like a weapon? Let me just double check.
To manifest or dismiss my adaptive strike is a move action that takes the same amount of effort as drawing or sheathing a weapon.
Yep. So it can be combined with a move as a single move action. Yep. So you can do
Okay.
it as you move.
Okay. So as he moves, you can kind of see some of the quills on his arm kind of start to kind of elongate through these little holes that were already there in his little like sleeve of his little lab coat. And as he does, he kind of like raises one of his arms towards how far are these things from him. Sure, the far one is just 30 feet, which is within range. As he then kind of like tenses his arm and launches one of the little quills at it. And now I should be able to just do this. Drat. It does not help if I roll low. And just kind of embeds itself into the bed right next to him. And that will be my turn. I don't believe there's anything else I can do.
All right, let me check which one this is. Nope, it is not him. Okay, it's the other one. All right, Glavina.
Lavina. Wow.
So you.
Lavina is a dwarf soldier. Short and stout, not unlike a teapot, but not nearly as fragile. My background is a gladiator. I spent a lot of time cutting my teeth in the gladiator ring, and I am just anxious to get out of the cage of the arena and see what the rest of the world has to offer. Although my appearance is a little bit more pleasant than most normal female dwarves, I also have a harshness and a hardness to my look as well.
Ah,
Nice. All right. What would you like to do?
I am going to follow through the door. I'm going to go up here through the door. I don't know if I can get much further than that because I only have 20 feet of movement. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. So that's about where I can get. But I can see the little sucker.
There's two of them. Yep. You see one on the table and one over by the bed.
Okay. So I'm going to pull out of my bag a sticky grenade and I'm going to throw it at this guy on the table.
Okay. So for simplicity's sake, we'll just say it's one that you made. So don't bother trying to, um, don't just subtract it.
Don't subtract it.
Right. We'll just say it's the one that you had made.
Okay.
So which intersection of which grid intersection do you want to target?
Okay. Give me just a moment and I will pinpoint that for you. Oh, come on. There it is. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Thank you for being patient with me.
All right. So the one that he's on makes sense. Go ahead and roll your attack. You need a 5. I think level 1 will be the only level you have to worry about it. So even with a 3, you succeed. So
Yay!
you hit the intersection, it explodes, and a sticky bomb. So I did. Oh, after all of our discussion, by the way, on the bottom, you have all the grenades on the bottom of your actions page. Did you see that?
Oh,
Um, I do now.
All right, so open up the sticky bomb, hit the little cog. I had forgotten I'd done it already, so yay. So target it and then click the save.
Okay. I messed up my map. Hang on.
I don't like that character selection either. I'll switch
Okay.
that later.
So let me target it down. Sorry. Dude.
Do the same thing. You gotta turn off the stupid ping mode. By the way, if
Yeah.
you is it
And then what am I
oh
doing to it? The effect?
so for the record, if you just want to ping something, you can hold spacebar and hit left and right mouse button and it will ping. Okay, maybe I just got
Did you
it to
say
do
I'm
it.
putting the effect on him?
Yes. No, you're rolling the save.
Oh, rolling a save.
All right. So I'm not sure why it rolled twice, but um, he did save, so he's able to jump up, straight up in the air, whoosh, as this thing explodes all around. It covers the table, covers the chairs, covers the whole area in this white mess, and then it hardens as he floats down and lands on it with his little giggle. And so what we were talking about she missed with that, and that would have been, was it 100 or 50 credits, whatever it is, just gone for nothing. Anyway, so that is Karina. Back down in the cargo bay.
Good.
Flying up from the back. Come on, behave. Why isn't this? There it is. Second one shows up, and he tries to blast the big dragon.
That's fair.
Make a range attack. I know it's a range attack. Where is his? They don't have it coded. All right, so let's see. He has a plus. Dex. Where is his dex? Sorry, guys, I didn't have +3. All right, so 3. What is your EAC?
10.
Ooh, he got a 22, so that's a hit. See if he kills you. Do you have any resistances to electricity?
I don't think so.
As he does 2 points of damage.
Uh-oh.
You're not down yet. All right, so before we start the second round, I have a vote. Look in the chat. If you would like to have the little yellow arrow that indicates where you're facing, say yes. If you don't, make it the X. And if you don't care, then leave it blank. All right. So remember, just hover the cursor over it and hold the shift button, and then you can use your mouse wheel to change the facing. So we will be, I'll be trying to remember to use it myself and also remind you guys so we know which way you're facing. What it's like right now. Dez was looking at the other guy, so he got hit in the back. It's just mostly flavor because there is no facing in Starfinder for the most part, but it may come in handy or detrimental as we go along. All right, Dr. Clef.
All right. Now, first, as I gain another station point, you know, kind of as first he kind of like got a little bit taller as his legs kind of elongated a little bit as he from the first, but now his features are a little sharper. Um, as he's kind of continuing to kind of morph a little bit. Um,
So your adaptive strike does gain the, I believe it's the bleeding effect. I didn't know what type of damage you were doing yet at the time when I coded this, so I'll fix that.
Okay.
But that's
well,
what that
I'm
means.
gonna launch another will at this guy. Oop! I did not mean to roll that twice.
15 is a hit, and so is the other one, so you're good.
Yeah. I will lose that damage though.
Nice.
I'm still figuring out exactly all the things my character can do. I will movement to circle around this little table here, but still keep some distance. And I think that's it. Change a little bit more, throw another quill, move a little closer, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Vex.
A little zoomy there, huh? All right. Because I'm not moving, I'm going to.
You can do your trick attack even if you don't move, by the way.
Oh, yes, which is what I intend to do. I'm going to turn towards him and point to my left and say, "Look over there!"
Nice, thanks. By the way, the message that I sent you, he's within 15 feet of me, so you do have that +1.
I don't know
That's
what
not an
my.
attack.
So that is not correct, sir. If you look at your, let me see. We did not go over this, but if you go look at your skills, you will see that you
Okay.
have on the very, very bottom, a trick attack.
Oh, hey.
So go ahead and roll that one, because you get a lot more than what you just did. You get not a lot more, 14. So you get 14 instead of 10. So now on your actions page,
I see that.
you have to target him, and then, well, I guess you could drag him, but you then do the effect first. Now roll to see if you hit. You don't do the damage yet because you might miss.
No,
But you do the effect on him. The tricked effect on him. So one is target, one is self.
All right, put the
There you
trick effect on him.
Yep, and then roll to see if you hit with your normal attack.
With the +1.
Oh, I forgot to put that +1, but that'll hit.
It's a hit. So now you would do the damage effect, and now roll your regular damage. It only matters if you miss, so you're good to go. Nice. All right. He is tricked and hit. Very good. This little guy finally gets to go. He turns towards the doctor and you see he's got this smartwatch and he he has to touch you. Okay, so he slides up, and as he comes moving up, it is sparking, and you see him he's whispering to it, and he tries to hit you and touch you with it.
Bastard.
I knew I didn't like technology for a reason.
It only has the damage. Okay, so let's see. It is melee attack against the target's EAC. Again, they don't have it coded. Sorry, guys. Give me just a second here. Melee. Here we go. So what is your... I don't know if this is going to target EAC or not, but either way, 5 is a miss. So it's sparking, and he misses you. You're easily able to stand back. All right, this thing is also gonna hop over to you with his little data pad he has. That's also zipping. By zipping, I mean zap, staticky. So, what is your EAC?
What you do is EAC is 13.
Okay, so 18 definitely hit.
Yeah, I am relatively easy to hit.
As this electricity flies through you. Wow, holy shnikes.
Whoa.
3 6s and a 5. All right, so you go down.
Congrats on dying, I guess.
Yeah, that like instantly downs me from my 7 SP and 10 max HP.
And you're sure it's supposed to be doing 46 damage? That's wild.
Meanwhile, downstairs.
Made the other one comes up from the side, and I'm just like you could like Looney Tunes, like you see his skeleton briefly as he's like shocked so bad before he collapses.
It sucks that all these guys also have 9 initiative. Those things that I go behind them even though my partner gets before them.
All right, so you shot him. So he's going to zip up a little bit.
That would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay,
Because I have a 15-foot reach.
go for it. He is at 5 feet up, by the way. As a hit. Max damage.
Oh, I'm not targeting him. Let me drag that.
That is exactly what you need. So the two of you together, very fittingly, did just enough damage to kill it.
Nice.
As flames were getting ready to blast out of his hands.
And now we have 2 nicely skewered glitch gremlins.
All right. Back to Luna.
Yes. So I'm confused. Is Doc Clef is injured significantly or not?
I'm unconscious.
As
That's
you
what I
step
thought. All right.
forward into the room, you see
Right.
that he is on the floor with smoke coming from his ears and his eyes are melting and
Yes.
he's
So
not look happy.
I'm going to. I see this happening and I'm like, holy crap! And I'm going to mind thrust this thing.
Okay, so you're moving up as well. Okay.
Did it again. I'm clicking the wrong things. There it is. Okay, mind thrust. Press the thing, right? Am I pressing past or
Yes.
I press? 2 minutes to hit.
All right, so you blast this thing mentally and it sort of sparks a bit and collapses to the ground.
Well, what I meant to ask before, if I didn't, was it has some intelligence, right? Otherwise, this doesn't work against non-intelligent creatures.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They have 3 intelligence.
Okay.
All right, Des. So you guys, I'm just going to pass because you guys are out of the combat. So I'm just going to move on.
Yep.
So we can finish this up. Lavina.
Okay. Moving up a little bit. And I'm going to shoot him with my ghost gun.
Okay. He is no longer 5 feet in the air.
Nice.
Excellent. That's a hit.
Dude, come on. Here we go. Oh, sweet.
So it is a vulnerable to whatever
Yeah.
type of damage you did.
Fire.
Fire. All right, yep. So it's vulnerable to fire. So it took 16 points of damage,
Sweet.
which was 11 more than it needed to be. As you fry this thing. And with that, we are out of combat.
Time for dinner. All right.
All right, so
They just both walk out, and I'm just still sitting there, slightly burnt, slightly steaming.
so Luna will come up and heal you with her Mystic Cure, and there you go.
I get to roll for that, right? I get to.
So we're going to take a step back now and think about how we got here as we guys are on this ship. There is a call that went out. The Vesk Empire decided to work together with the Pact Worlds as this new planet was found out in the vast, which means there's the Pact Worlds, near space, and then the vast. So it's way out there. And
Way out there.
but it's uninhabited with doesn't appear to be any kind of sentient life, and there is a so they have parceled up and divided the land into different charters. The planet, rather, it has several different nice resources that will be able to be sold and utilized, and so several companies and organizations have gotten together to sponsor people to go settle this planet, and in return, they will have rights to some of the resources that are mined and generated by this planet. You guys are going there to lay the groundwork of a new settlement, and then people will be invited and or sent to the new settlement, and it'll continue to grow, and pretty soon you'll have a thriving metropolis. So if you would look at the Discord, I'm going to read a little blurb. Starting a new settlement on a distant planet presents a daunting challenge requiring significant amounts of money. By selecting a patron or a sponsor, the charter gains that much needed initial funding. Your patron increases the score for 2 of your charter traits, but another trait score is reduced to represent your debt to an outside party. And there are 5 traits that every charter has: accord, culture, economy, magic, and technology. So most of those are fairly self-explanatory. To touch a little bit on each one, accord is the collective sense of togetherness possessed by the citizens of your charter. Your culture measures the interest and dedication of your charter and its people in the arts and related fields, as well as religion and philosophy. Economy, self-explanatory. Magic, self-explanatory. Technology, self-explanatory. So, I want to reiterate and make sure you guys understand There is no wrong answer. This is not a test. If you choose one over another, it's not going to mean success or failure in this. You can succeed with any choice you make. They are all viable, good things to do. I suggest you try to do is think of what your character would be drawn toward, and
Now,
Where did you read those from?
it's
the
on the
January 5th.
Horizons the Vast Discord.
From
Okay.
January 5th. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about these. I have little blurbs for the different people that you can pick from to be a sponsor. So I would start with Jingo, since you are on the left anyway. Would you read Abador Core, please?
Abadar Corps is a grant. As usual, Abadar Corps is throwing money at the situation. You might be Abadar Corps employees doing their God's work in civilizing the wilderness, or godless folk hired for their expertise with promises of a rich reward at project's end. It gives a +1 to economy, a +1 to freedom, and a -1 to culture.
All right, and so and by the way, all of them will give you one free one, so you'll be able to pick. Actually, I don't know all of them, but most of them will give you a free one. Um, so you'll get to pick, and you
Looks like
could.
they all do it free.
Yeah, they all do.
So you could, in theory, choose culture, which would alleviate the negative you get in culture from that. Um, so what that means is a grant just means they throw a lot of money at you. They don't really care what you do with it. They just expect they have final say over um, the list of settlers allowed to join the charter, and then a lot of these type of grant patrons. The whole goal is just to get rich, to make money. Um, all right, and next is Samantha. Would you read the Starfinder Society?
The Starfinder Society sponsors exploration. The Starfinder Society wants to know of any mysteries on this new planet. You are likely agents of the Society, drawn from its diverse ranks and set off exploring for knowledge and glory. It provides a +1 to culture, 1 free, and -1 to accord.
All right, and so as it talks about people who are focused on exploration, their main goal is just to find new things, find and old things, the relics of the past, explore new places. So reason it has a minus and a chord is a lot of people show up there, but they have different ideas of how they're going to do those different things. All right, Nick, would you read the Xenowarden? I mean the Vescarium.
Vescarium expansion. Perhaps this new system could eventually be the next part of the Vescarium. You might be loyal patriots of the Vescarium, claiming this charter for their home, or outsiders sent to settle under promise or threat. You might even be former Vescarium prisoners, put to work on Project Horizon, exchange for mu- mutation of your sentences. It gives the +1 to accord, a free, and -1 to magic.
All right, so just as it says, it's again think of the Vesk like the Klingons. They just want to expand the Vesk influence. That's why they're there. All right, next is Xeno Wardens. That is Bobby, Roberta.
Where are you guys reading this from?
From the
I can't-
Discord, the Horizons of the Vast channel in Discord.
From January 5th.
January 5. Yeah. All right. So Xenowardens, conservation. The Xenowardens are interested in being in tune with the natural environment. You likely share the organization's views or have something to gain from working with them, such as access to natural resources. Trade adjustments is +1 to magic, +1 free, -1 to technology.
So conservation uses magic to preserve harmony with the natural environment. So basically, they're tree huggers, and they're all about biology, biological enhancements and things. They aren't big on technology. All right, and so now the unique one is experimental. I will read this because it has a tongue twister because it's a dragon's name. So, the Zenaletti Labs is a medium sized Triaxian corporation founded and run by the Silver Dragon Zenaletti, who seeks a cure for the draconic disease that killed their mate. As scientists, you are part of their grand research project. You might be researchers in the draconic CEO's employ, employees whose skills make them well suited to charter management, or sympathetic souls moved by Zanaletti's plight. +1 technology, free one, but a -1 to economy because their money is going into their research. All right, so again, starting from left to right, Bex. Does Bex have any way that they are particularly leaning toward any one of these that you are particularly leaning toward, and why?
I'm personally, I think I would be leaning towards the Abadar Corps, as I would probably be one of those aforementioned hireling mercenaries hired for law enforcement. But being as my life bond partner is Triaxian, there's a very good chance that, depending on how he feels, that we'll go with Zenid. I can't pronounce her name. Zenity.
All right, Xanadu. All right,
Zenny.
Zenny, yes. Well,
Des.
leaning towards Zenny, the dragon.
All right, Des. Did you have any particular thing that you're drawn toward?
Yeah, Des is definitely drawn towards the Zenaletti labs. Um, First off, like he's a dragon, but also because he's a little bit of a softie, and he's kind of swayed by that.
Mhm.
But as a backup, he also likes the Xenowardens.
Right. And he probably has some part of his mind that thinks he might have that disease himself. So,
You
all
know,
right, Dr. Clef, are you leaning toward
I'm
any of
actually much
these?
of the same opinion as Des, with most leaning towards Zeneliti Labs, with Xenowarns being a close second. I will say I am least leaning towards. Don't really want to do the Vestgarium one.
Okay. Glovina.
Oh, I'm definitely going with Starfinder Society because my whole goal in getting out of the arena was to explore and see everything that's out there.
Okay. And Luna Lai.
I think I'm going to go with Starfinder Society as well.
All right. So right now it's 3-2. The majority is going towards Zenaledi Labs. Is the world going to end if we do Zenaledi Labs?
For what? As a
As
whole?
as your patron, correct? As the person
we have
that's giving you the money
Yeah,
to
we all
build
have to
this
choose
settlement.
the same one.
Okay.
yeah, it's got to be unanimous.
Sure.
If you guys don't like Zeneleti, I don't mind doing something different, but
So they're
No, it's
leaning
fine.
toward the Starfinder.
And plus it's free, and economy I don't care about.
What do you think, Des? Should we go along with the Starfinder Society? It seems to be what everybody else wants.
Starfinder Society is kind of basic, guys. I'm just saying.
You want to go with the Zenality?
I
I
would
would
like
be
to go with
willing
the
to move.
Zenaletti. I think it's more interesting.
I would be willing to move to Zenaletti, seeing how the majority have said, that would be what they want to do. I mean, it is a decent cause. She's trying to find a cure for a disease.
Okay. Again, remember this is not just the only thing you guys will be doing there. You're still building a society. You're still managing a settlement. You'll be doing a lot of other things. It's just your ultimate goal is to help build research and find flora and different things that are on this planet that might help with this disease. All right, so final call. Everybody, let's do an actual. Let me make it official. So again, type yes or click yes or no. In the chat, if you could vote. Cool. All right, so we have near unanimous vote. So you guys will be supported. So as you're loading things up, there are Dragonkin there, help loading things, all this gear from Triaxis that was helped, that and credits come pouring in as you guys looking to purchase things and get things ready. The ship itself is here. It is. So if you didn't see from the message of the day, the ship itself is made to be a one-way ship, and it's made to be the basis of your buildings. So these things all break apart, and then they are reformed and refashioned into your main buildings, your power core, your power company, things like that are made from the pieces of your ship itself. That's why it's so blocky and bulky. Is the whole point of the ship is to be torn apart and made into your settlement. You all have your Project Horizon badges, which once you get onto the Burnished Dawn are pretty much useless. But hey, who knows? Maybe they'll come into play later. But for at least a little while you were on Absalom Station, everybody saw you with this badge and knew that you were part of this new project going to New Horizon. So you may have heard Waydana 4 and New Harmony. I'll be wondering what is the difference between the two. There is no difference. Waydana is the name of the system named after the deity of exploration, and each planet has a number. So Waydana 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think there's 6 planets. So they renamed the 4th planet Waydana 4 to, they named it New Harmony. So hopefully that absolves any confusion might be around those two names. New Harmony and Waydana 4 are the same thing. All right, and so that was the first question. It is third day of 318. You can open up the calendar if you want to follow along, and you can see Abideus is the first month of the year 318 after Gap. It takes you 17 days to get to New Harmony. As you guys are getting on to your Project Horizon, I mean on the Burnished Dawn on Absalom Station, you know you're leaving theoretically forever. I mean, you might come back and make visits, but for the most part, you're moving your whole life and everything away. Do any of you have family or friends or anything you want to do before you start on this new adventure in this new part of your life?
No.
I have no idea.
All right. What about Dez?
Dr. Clef probably has. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. I haven't thought about it that much, but Des probably has friends and family that are honestly even like in the corporation that is sponsoring us. So he's
All
not
right.
too worried about losing contact.
Okay. And would any of them have made the trip to Epsom Station from Triaxis? Or are they just video watching the vids and saying goodbye?
Probably more watching the vids and saying goodbye.
All right. Dr. Clef.
Uh, well, he probably does have some family, but none that or is particularly close to. He probably would have made some friends in his, you know, years of researching and becoming an evolutionist of like-minded people that he would probably be friends with who have their own, uh, you know, practices or researching stuff. But probably would have had one or two that would have come and said goodbye to a fellow scientist enthusiast.
All right. So you say farewell. You get on. You guys are then morph into the drift. The drift is full of odd sights and strange things. As you're traveling, it takes you 17 days. On the 19th, you all drop from the drift, and you then have to make your way over to the planet itself. So 4 in the afternoon is when you drop out of the drift. Just after midnight the next day on the 20th is when you reach New Harmony itself. And if you look at the background of Fantasy Grounds itself, here is the date. You guys enter orbit at about 2:30 in the morning, and you're getting ready to head down to the planet. While Before we do that, I do want to throw some things at you guys. Here are 5 different things that might come in handy. Whether or not you want to save them is up to you. So here are conditions. Again, so all of these things you can drag down into your hotkeys if you want. Don't forget you have Alt, Shift, Control. Give you each 3 more rows of hotkeys and then combinations thereof. Control, Shift, Control, Alt, etc. Give you tons of hotkeys to play with. So here's conditions. Here is languages. Every time you level up and you put for every rank and culture you add, you gain a new language. Every time your intelligence modifier goes up, so if we go from a +1 to a +2, you gain another language. So depending on where you're going to be putting your skills and your attributes, you might need that quite a bit. Character advancement is not going to be as necessary for this, but that tells you what you need for experience for each level. You want to store that. Alignment is used in Starfinder. It is this first page just talks about the basics, but then if you toggle to the right, it talks about the 9 alignments, what each one means. There's a little graph. Once you get over to like 3 or 4 pages over, there's alignment steps and changing alignment. So if you care, you can nerd out and read all about the alignment. You guys will need to pick an alignment. It's eventually, so gives you the ideas, and if you want to keep it, you can. And the last one is faith and religion. This talks about all the core deities right there, and then if you click to the right, it has a little blurb on each one. So, um, starting with Abadar, and that's where Abadar Corp comes from. They are followers of this religion, and the it's all about the god of civilization, commerce, law, and wealth. So, Abadar Corp is the largest corporation in Pact Worlds. But you can keep going and look at Wadon, who is your what this whole planet is named after, and the whole solar system is named after. If any of you follow certain deities yourselves, gives you a little blurb on any of those if you want.
What does the AL mean?
Their
Aligned.
alignment.
So
Yes,
C neutral.
thank you.
My deity's not on this list.
What deity is yours?
Grundamar.
Correct. He's not on here. Um, he's not one of the core deities.
Okay.
You're in a cult.
I am not.
If you want to
Yeah.
know, if you want more information and a blurb from them, if it exists, let me know. I can find it and give it to you later. All right, so that's all those things.
Don't worry, my deity is also not on here because I follow like the dragon deity, and that's not like mainstream.
So here is the same thing that's on the background. You guys are getting ready to. You had some fighters and other ships that were with you as well, just for protection and things. But the main ship is ready to separate and head down. You guys have been doing drills during these 17 days on how to tear apart the ship. You guys have had training, so once you land, the rest of the crew as well as yourself have a good idea of what you're going to be doing. You have just over 24 people with you, going down to it. As we go through each one, and as you can interact with them, I do have a picture that I'll be sharing of each one, and also one of everybody. But I'm not going to do that info dump right now. It's not that important. But there is one person you do need to know about, and his name is Arizend Shire. He is a human, and he has been sent by Zenland Labs, and he is your go-between, your advisor between the company and you. And as you guys are above orbiting the planet, you're orbiting above the land chartered to the Burnished Dawn. They do scans. You see that a rainstorm recently swept through, and he says, he sort of taps his cane, not his cane, his crutch, to get everybody's attention, and gives a big old smile and says, it's a great place for a new home, isn't it? I've just correlated the local survey data to find the best sites for our initial settlement. There are 3, actually. The final choice will be yours. So he pulls up this overland map on his data pad and he shares it with everybody. There's very little on it, but there are 3 sites that glow with green circles. This one at the forest edge will have lots of timber. Give me a second here. There you go. Why is it? Did they turn on lighting? Seriously? Hold on. It's night, so hold on. As dawn comes. There. Okay. The sun comes up. All right. So he points to the top one. Says this one at the forest edge will have lots of timber and game, but no easy access to minerals. The lakeshore site has access to fish and minerals in the lake's banks, but it's not that close to the woods. The mountain pass, down here on the bottom, close to several mineral deposits, but could be short on game. Everyone wants to land and start offloading. Where do you want to go? So again, I want to reiterate, this is not a test. If you pick one over another, it's not going to mean failure or success. You will have access to everything you need to survive, no matter which one you pick. So, where would you guys, again, in character, who would like to speak up and make a choice? Or an argument for one or the other?
My vote is the mountain pass. Not that I anticipate any kind of like rivalry or anything like that. It's nice to have something at your back and have to only think about protecting like the three sides of the area. We're still relatively close to water sources. I mean, it looks like we're between two streams that come off of the lake. So fishing would be an option rather than just game.
All right. Anybody else?
I would
The,
go ahead.
go ahead.
I would argue for the forest location because one of our main reasons for being here is research on a disease, and that is going to probably require more plant life and the diversity of the forest to help us with that.
On the other hand, maybe it's minerals. Maybe there's calcium, and
True.
that's all she needs. So, but
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, she really needed some extra calcium, maybe some iron in her diet. That's the issue here.
that was it. Yep.
Dragons tend
Um,
to mountain ranges, so that might be another reason for going towards the mountain.
What was it? I missed the first part of that.
Dragons are going to be more mountain ranged layers and whatnot, so there might be more available whatever resources in that direction. Devil's advocate, that's all.
Okay, next.
I like the forest more. Oh, sorry. No, you were in line first. You go first.
Well, I feel like I did not consider initially the protection point that Lovina brought up, but I would also personally gather the vote for the forest edge. The diversity of life that could be found within the forest biome would greatly benefit our research. However, I also don't mind if we were to go a different way, more an effort to explore into the forest while having a safer home base. So I could see either way. Des, you were saying something?
I also like the forests a lot more, especially because we have access to a variety of food and timber to help expand our economy.
Actually, looking at the map again, and it does look like for the.
Meanwhile, nobody talks about the water side. Nobody
lakeside.
wants to be there.
Well, I was actually just about to bring that up.
Lake
Like,
it
looking at
is.
the map
All
again,
right.
it does look like the lakeshore location does have a patch of forest relatively nearby, in addition to being close to the plentiful resources of the water of the lake.
Wait, in the
I guess again,
in the text thing, it says the lakeshore site is far from timber.
oh, I guess I'm looking at the map where the
Yeah, I
lakeshore
know.
pin is, and like the hex over has a forest thing. At least on my.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you. I
Yeah.
saw that and then I'm like, wait a second, wasn't that the one that didn't have wood?
I guess. Sorry. Good point. Does I guess the map
So the map is
without
accurate. It depends on what you. Again, this is not like it's 1 mile hex with every single detail on the map. There are
Mm.
tributaries of the river all throughout here. There are patches of forest and things. The forest doesn't grow in hexagonal designs. Um,
yeah, no. I
so
guess
this is just a
for my
general
sake,
idea.
how big is a hex?
It's similar to Starship Combat. It doesn't have a specific size. It's as you cannot have a settlement within 4 hexes of each other. For example, you can have one resource hex, one resource per hex. So you can have a mineral resource and then you have forest resource. So it's more of just of a general feel. If you had to put a number on it, I'd say about 100 miles.
Okay.
So, but again,
we
there is
address
no
some good
right or
points
wrong
there.
answer. You will have enough stuff to build if you choose the mountain. You will have enough minerals if you choose the forest. You will have enough of both of those things if you choose the lake. So it's really. Have any of you been swayed by any of the other arguments? Is anybody willing to compromise?
I am willing to defer. I had my reasons for what I like, but the mountain. I like the idea that the mountain will probably be the most defensible position.
Yes, that is an aspect that I guess I personally do not generally consider at first glance. I mean, it was a good point that was brought up.
Are there
Uh,
other
my
groups
bias
that
is
are?
much closer to the resource.
I'm
Oh,
so sorry, Nick. I keep on interrupting you. I keep on thinking you're done talking, and then you're not.
I
And I'm
am
so
speaking a little
sorry.
weirdly. It's alright. I am speaking a little weirdly, trying to do this weird voice that has me have pauses as I try to breathe. But no, go ahead. You were saying.
So
Um,
the answer to your question is yes. Everyone you didn't pick has their own charter. None of them are on this map. They're on other parts of the world.
So I guess we could consider just not the of the other groups, which ideally will not come to pass, but you never know. There's also the threats of whatever is in the wilderness. While there's no sentient life, from what we know, doesn't mean there isn't life. By God, I sure hope there is life. Otherwise, there will be well, hardly anything to experiment with. Um,
There are 6 other
Actually, the more I
charters
think about
on
this,
this planet.
okay. The more I'm thinking about, the more and more I'm convincing myself that the defensive position, or the point that Lavina brought up, the more and more I think that's a good idea. Mm,
All right, so
Have an outer base closer to the fourth, though.
So if I understood you correctly before, you said that the location is to our mission. It would be somewhere else as a different mission, correct?
Again, I
it
feel like I only got a few
doesn't
words in there.
matter which one of those 3 you pick. You guys will be able to succeed in either at any location. Like I said, this is not a test. It
I'm
just
saying the
means if you want
picture.
to focus on an aquatic dwelling and build a harbor, if you pick the mountains, that means you're just going to have to travel and build it over there. Whereas if you pick the lake, you can do it right there. Same,
Right.
and there's good and bad to all of them. So
That
this
wasn't
will
my.
work. The way it's written, no, you don't have different charters for everything. There's no way I could have planned for 6 different landing sites for 6 different things.
Got it.
The other charters are on the planet. They're just not in this section of the planet. They're further afield,
Right.
Correct.
as I understand it.
All right, so it looks like you guys are going to the forest.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Spark. What are
I
you doing
can
here?
double check again if you want.
No, no worries.
Perhaps as we further develop, we can invest in a defensive settlement keep within the mountains for defensive capabilities, provided we need such a place.
Set up a sky gondola.
All right, so we still have 3 people who haven't voted. All right, we have 1 person who hasn't voted.
Hang on.
Can only vote on one of them, right?
Interpreting this as willing to do one or the other.
Right, you can change. You can pick. You can say you're willing to go to either one. You can say you're willing to go to both. But once the new one shows up, you cannot change the vote from before.
Why are there 6 votes when there's 5 of us?
Because Toby is counting. I don't know why the first 2 votes somebody didn't vote.
Because
So,
I didn't vote.
Ah, got it.
I missed the first one.
that was weird. It showed up as Luna Lai and as with my name. That's weird. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, Luna got puppeted by some unknown force
there you go.
and started a vote.
All right, so right now you guys are one person is dead set on the forest, one person is dead set on the mountains. It looks like so somebody is going to get hosed no matter which one of these 2 we pick.
Right. And we just have to roll with it, so it doesn't matter. Sure, I might be dead set on it, but
Do we want to
go whatever the majority goes.
Should we just do a roll, evens and odds?
Is everybody
Fine by
good with
me.
that? All right, so
I'm
odd
good with that.
I'm good with either location, so I'm
odd
fine by
is
that.
the forest. All right.
Rolling it.
So
Mounds it is?
you guys are going to settle on the mountains. Last thing you need is he's like, okay. Well, they start. He sends out the message to everybody, and they start making plans. And you feel the ship shift as it starts to head down toward the atmosphere. And he says, "All right, last thing you guys need to do is come up with a name for the new settlement. You know, make the place feel like a true new home."
Okay.
Hmm.
Sven, you should have known better. It's trying to get people to name something first session.
Mountain Home.
McMountain Home.
Helm's Deep. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
Oh.
fond of Bexington.
Yeah, let's just call it Desbex.
Give me a second as I look through some ideas.
What is it?
Waiden's Keep is a serious suggestion. You also are sponsored by your
Mhm.
patron, so you could also try to come up with something having to do with um, dragons or even triaxia.
I like Waden's
Huh?
Keep. That's not a bad name at all.
I'll second that.
I don't know.
Keep actually works pretty well for me. I'm not coming up with anything better.
I can't think of anything better.
I like it.
To be honest, Waden's Keep's pretty solid, so
Right on.
Just making sure that's not like your last name or something, right?
Not my last
well,
name.
we're on
Waden, the planet.
Waydana,
Or Wadon.
Donna.
Right.
All right,
but
cool.
yeah, Waden.
We are ready to go and to land. So at 3 in the morning on the 20th of Apideus, you're landing at Waiden's Keep.
Woo!
Do I get my
By the
my
way,
spells?
yes, I will go ahead and push a long rest in case anybody needs it.
No
Yep.
longer dying.
I'm gonna create a new sticky grenade.
Okay. We'll do one more just for funs. There you go. If you didn't have it already, I don't think I shared this. There you go. That's Radona 4. It has a 26-hour day. It has a 425-day year.
Wow.
Only two
It has the
seasons, though.
same gravity as Earth, times 1.
400 and how many day year?
26. Here you go.
It's
I'll
like
give this to you. There you go. I think Mantha might be the only other one who cares. Does anybody else want the deets on Radona 4?
Said how many days in the year? 423?
425.
425. Thank you.
no leap year, huh?
No. All right.
Maybe that's something we'll decide upon at a later date.
That's right.
Yeah, we get to decide the time, guys.
All right. So as your ship, the portion of your ship you're on, lands because the ship separates, and different sections go to different parts of this flattened area. In in the mountains. Did I close the wrong thing? Hold on a second. Too many windows open. Click. That's right. Do you guys want to do daylight savings time here on Waydana?
No.
No.
Yeah,
was
fuck
wrong.
everybody else.
Have to take a
Yeah.
vote.
Specifically, our charter. No one else does this. We're
That's
also
right.
going to use the imperial and not the metric system.
See,
That's
what
right.
we do is we go around trying to convince all the other charters to start. Hey, we came up with this really neat system. I think you'll like it.
It really depends upon how the
Only do daylight savings on leap years.
Uh-oh, we don't have leap years.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right. So
Sorry.
it's mostly automated procedure as these different cargo bays disassemble and everything. Like I said, everything is broken down into frameworks that will serve as your first few prefabricated buildings. And
excuse me.
as you land, it is gorgeous. This line of trees stretches to the east and west. Enormous glittering lake way off. There's this mountain peak towering over to the south and east above you. And let me check. I forgot one other thing. Where's the map? Click. Mountain Pass. There you are. Okay, so it's a broad, amid the mountains that comprise most of this hex, a broad and welcoming pass allows for easy portage through intimidating rifts and peaks. The pass features a gentle slope on the north side, with a slightly steeper side leading into the hills to the south. A few streams provide ample water. Evergreens blanket the mountains nearby are less common here, so the site is fairly clear. Steep slopes to the east and west serve as natural barriers for defense. A short but strenuous climb to the top of the nearby bluff gives an unparalleled view of the surrounding area, making it an ideal spot for a watchtower. The land to the south belongs to Plostov, the neighboring charter. Okay. As you come down out of the ship, stretch your legs, especially you, Des. Feel the sun on your wings as you step out.
Yeah, Des hasn't gotten to stretch this entire trip. If he tries to like stretch out, he's like knocking a shelf or hitting somebody or
I don't have your order set up yet, so open up the party sheet. And presuming you're traveling to the north, you're going to have a couple. You don't have to be in single file, but you can. How would you set yourselves up? You should be able to drag yourself onto the order page. So again, it's a party sheet.
Can we, since Dez is large, can we make him large on the formation or no?
No.
Why won't my there it goes. Why won't my do it?
All right, cool. Good enough. Oops. We go to back to party sheet. I need to do this. There we go.
and I think it goes without saying, but I'm saying it anyway. Bex, you are welcome to at liberty say whether or not you're riding on Dez's back or something. Whenever we load in, if you want to just be like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm taking this sweet ride so I don't have to walk. That's an option.
I will keep it in mind, but I don't mind doing the walking part.
Robot riding a dragon.
Yeah, that's fucking metal as shit, you know? That's cool. We should make that our background. Robot riding a dragon.
All right, so you guys are getting off the ship. You're on the gangplank. As you're walking down, let me unlock tokens. All right, so feel free to move yourselves a little bit as you step off the gangplanks. All right, that is enough. Okay, hold on. Why didn't it lock? Oh, I hit the wrong button, that's why. Okay. All right. Out of the ground in front of Glavina, this thing comes bursting up. It looks as an insect, insectoid, and it looks agitated. And it's hissing and waving its mandibles and antennae. What happened to the picture I just opened up? There it is. As you meet your first inhabitant of this new world. And I need initiative from everybody.
Oh, doesn't he look so cute?
Okay, Bex, we
Immediately.
can't just both do 9s this time. So I think we might be taking your initiative. I'm just an idea.
Ah, much better.
All right, so Bex is 14. Dez has a 1. Okay.
Des has a 14 actually.
All right, so there you go.
I love making the DM do more work, guys. It's great. We should do that more.
You want to
see your Totally.
It's only effective if we have them open maps, though, right?
All right, so one pops up out of the ground. It has. I'll go ahead and turn the grid back on. Here, let me change it. Maybe something like this. There you go. And I'm going to move this over. Ezranshire. Shire is gone. Let me change the view as this thing. Nice. Yeah, I like the 2D view better than the regular overhead view. Because you guys have better tokens on the 2D view. Alright, so this thing pops up. Skittle. And Odd is going to go to the doctor. And it tries to. Oh, yeah, that's right. You can do that. So
Did not make a thing where I die in every encounter.
Yeah. It's actually going to stop here. And you see its mandibles open real wide. And it sort of shudders for a minute. And it's what looks like its stomach comes flying out and plops into the ground next to it. in between the two of
Yummy.
you into this square,
Lovely.
and
That's just nasty.
these hooked feeding filaments whip out from the stomach, trying to grab the two of you. I need a DC 8 reflex saving throw from both of you as these hooks from its stomach try to wrap around you and then reel back into the stomach. And it's still connected to the bug as it
That is
slowly
just gross.
pulls the stomach back in. Whew. So just enough. All right,
Save.
Dr. Clef, we need a reflex on the front page.
There it is. Sorry, still getting used to that. Oh,
Oh
oof.
my gosh.
All right, so
Oof.
these things wrap around one part of your leg, you sort of rip your leg back, and it just tears and rips, and you have the bleeding condition.
Oh, dude has a death wish every
1d4.
time.
You take 1d4 bleeding from these.
Are you saying bleeding?
Yeah,
Yes.
BLEEDING.
Got it.
And I'll fix that in just a minute.
Oh no, on that super handy conditions chart that Sven sent out, bleeding is on there. It doesn't really give you all that much information, but if you go to the next page, it does.
I see one trundle down from here. A little elevated. Both of those are little elevated rocks.
Big thing over there.
Bleed.
Okay. Dr. Cliff, go ahead and give me a D. Actually, I won't make you roll your own damage. Oops, maybe I can't. Where'd it go? There it is. 2. All right, so you take 2 points of damage. And what would you get your mutation point?
Yep, I down a vial and I start to grow a little bit. My legs kind of elongating as my speed increases. And I don't think I'm gonna. Actually, I think I'm gonna back up a little bit.
And take a
Just
5-foot step or just move?
just a 5-foot step.
Okay, so
And
that
as I
doesn't
do
provoke
my
opportunity attacks if anything could attack you.
Yep. As I do so, I kind of activate my adaptive strike, and my kind of quills start to kind of come out of my sleeve as I, bring up my arm and shoot one at the mole beetle who attacked at us.
To hit.
Roll damage, and that's all I'm doing.
All right, would you do me a favor? And do you know how to alter coding that's already there?
Yeah.
So would you look at your
What do you want me to
abilities,
alter?
double check under adaptive strike in the it's not going to be on your first one, it's going to be on your second one. Actually no, it might be under mutation. Anyway, one of them tells you when you get your second mutation point, you get a critical effect and it tells you what it is per damage type. So would you find out what your piercing does? I'm almost positive it's bleeding. And then put that into the coding under your second action point. And if that didn't make sense, that's fine. I'm just not Englishing well, and I can do it later. But all right,
By
Bex.
the way, Reno, your mic is giving us a little bit of feedback.
Fuck the problem is.
It's like really only happening when you're not talking.
No dirt. But thank you.
All right, Bex.
a step around my.
Okay, you doing your trick attack?
No, I'm just going to
Okay, so
move around a little bit closer, hopefully to
you can't cut the
take it.
corner over an enemy, and if you move from that first spot, you will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Oh, I didn't realize that was a enemy as well. Okay. I misunderstood. Thought we only had one.
You
In that
have
case,
3 right now that you can see. One's way to the south.
Oh, there's a third one way down.
Yes.
well, I will move forward a little bit. Move over by Doc. We want to
Okay.
try to save him, and then I will point my pistol.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your trick attack.
Right? A trick attack. Let's see where is it? Wait, sorry, I forgot. It's an actual trick.
So it'll be 23, and you have, or 24. That's fine. It's 20 plus the CR, so it is tricked. So apply the target effect to it, and then roll your attack. Yeah, again, you wouldn't put the damage on unless you hit, but that's fine. As long as you hit, you're fine. Which you did. Yay! Awesome. So roll damage.
Ooh, a Sub-Zero pistol.
All right. So that is enough to take this thing out. As this blast of cold comes out, it dies.
Dez is out here. He's stretching his wings, and he's gonna go ahead and put those to use. And he's gonna basically do like a big hop, aided by those wings, and basically go like high up in the air so that he can maneuver around these guys.
So you said you're doing a hop, so you're landing then?
Yes.
Okay.
Until I get to like a certain level, I, in order to fly, I must both start and end my turn on the ground. My wings are too cooped up from the spaceship. I gotta, do some muscle exercise and stuff. Anyway.
All right, so your hair is all messed up, Glavina, as this thing goes flying over you. Land, whoosh, just wings flapping in your face.
Yeah, I couldn't really make it any further. But Des has a beetle near him, so he's gonna go ahead and try to skewer that thing with his pike. Oh shit!
Nice.
The target is flat-footed for a round.
So this is you're doing a kinetic, aren't you?
Is that not what the kinetic
So
was?
kinetic is.
I'm over here using a
What type of
pike.
damage are you doing?
Piercing.
Oh, piercing. Okay, I thought it was slashing. All right, never mind. You're good. So it's flat-footed, so you have a +2 to hit it, and it cannot take attacks of opportunity.
Which doesn't matter too much, as once again he skewers this thing. I can't really think of a cool way to talk about it. You hear like the crunch of the chitin as the pike just goes right through.
Nice. All right. Fast turn. And other one pops up. Oh, I guess I messed up. Comes burrowing up out of the ground and moves over to Vex.
Oh no.
And he tries to claw him this time. Ooh, that's a hit. Um, Dr. Clef, you had your turn, so go ahead and give me a save to see if you are bleeding anymore. And I believe it is the same as the initial one, so DC 8 reflex.
Yay.
All right, so you're no longer bleeding. You can also, I know you can also take an action to stop it. All right, and next to this other rock, another one appears. And it will provoke as it gets closer to you. And Luna, it is your turn as she takes her opportunity attack. Luna lie. Nice.
Crunch.
Or something around. Fireman.
I cannot understand what you're saying. I see you have them targeted. You did your telekinetic projectile, all right? So you grab some rock and slam it against it. So roll damage.
Oh, there we go. We can hear you again. Nice max damage.
Nope. What happened? Did I roll that too many times?
Yes, you rolled it twice.
All right. Well, they changed these buttons. They should have me able to punch it twice, but whatever. So the first one actually counts. Correct?
All right, so this one was already hurt, and so it was enough to take it out. All right, Glovina.
Well, everything around me keeps getting dead. So,
You see there's one way to the south.
I'm going to move 20 feet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You don't have that much movement speed.
You can move through her anyway, so it doesn't matter. Or him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's okay. He'll protect you. Maybe.
Just imagine she runs through his legs.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I'm trying
just
not to
moving you
kick
for
her.
a minute for reasons. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
He's like,
So-
there was one gonna come up there, but if you're standing there.
What radius does my grenades have? I know their range. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Strike that. Pretend
Okay.
like I didn't say a darn thing.
Okay. So you have a -2. What intersection and what type of grenade are you throwing, and what intersection do you want to hit?
-2. Throwing that grenade in my launcher,
Okay.
which gives me extra range.
Nice. Using your grenade launcher. Thunk.
Yep. And which grenade am I using? Let's see. Frag grenade.
Okay. And what intersection are you looking to hit?
And you said it's a space bar?
In theory, it should be space and then left and right. Let's see, did it work? There you go.
Nice.
I can't get it to work again, but I'm glad it worked for you.
Mm.
Okay, so roll your attack. Again, you're trying to hit an armor class of 5, and your grenade launcher has a 45 at least range.
Yeah, it has 60.
Nice. Okay. Punk. Arcs down. Tink tink. Bounces and hits. Alright, so
Great.
you should have it even though yeah, frag. So go ahead and use the bottom where I have it coded on
Mhm.
the so you can just use that.
I still have to click the save, right?
Right, you still have to click to save because it gets half damage if it saves.
Rip.
Okay, so roll the damage.
Yeah.
It takes
That sucks.
the minimum of 1, so it takes 1 damage. As 19. All right, so this, you said you made a sticky grenade, so this one is one of the ones that you have. So go ahead and make sure you mark it off in your inventory. And he takes a wound. Pink explodes, and you moved and shot, so you're good. All right, so we'll go ahead and leave it here. Stop a couple minutes early. I do want to say, anybody who is trained in life science, give me a roll first.
Ooh, I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
yeah.
we took that. But,
Nope.
Any chance I could use my profession for this?
What's your profession?
It says animal trainer / hunter.
Yes.
also done the same, but it's the same role. Mine's Xeno Seeker.
I have the life science as a trait. Sorry, hold on. A class trait. Does that count?
Is it red?
You have a rank in it?
Is red.
Then no, you can't.
Okay.
All right. This. DC 12. All right, so Clef, you realize that these creatures were driven into a frenzy by the shuttle's landing, sending
Huh?
tremors through their habitat. Once you guys build a proper landing pad, which you already have, it just hasn't been set up yet, then they won't pose a problem anymore.
Okay.
All right, so I might forget that you figured that out by next week, but
Don't worry, I'm
that's
taking
why I
notes.
wanted to tell you that you
Same.
guys knew it. All right, so this is where we'll leave it. Thank you for playing with me, guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
DMing.
DMing.
I'm
I
I'm
was
excited
very
for
much
this
looking forward to
campaign.
this campaign.
If
Yes.
any of
Same.
you,
If you could stop copying me, Nick, that would be great.
I think I said it first. So
that's right. So,
Yeah, who's copying who?
if you guys want to nerd out and learn about how to, the different choices you're going to have to be making as you progress, be thinking about who you want to set as a leader within the settlement. Um, surprisingly, the robot has the highest charisma.
Oh yeah,
So,
I vote for the robot.
so
Yes, I
that's
do
not a
have.
huge deal, but because it's not really that much more than everybody else. But then again, it is impartial, and so as long as you doesn't get hacked, and maybe he's a good leader. So anyway, think about it. Um, I can send you the information on how to build what you're going to be doing for your settlement and your charter as the days progress. But for now, thank you for playing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night, guys.
Bye. Man, I'm actually really excited.